Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Dark Ribbon, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to be doing a little more Yu-Gi-Oh content because we just got a drop last night for one of my favorite decks. I always loved playing. I've never made a video about it, even on a secondary channel that I was on, and well, I might actually do it now because we got some crazy cards. Let's go over what this deck is first. This is Megalith. Uh, if you don't know what this deck does, it's a ritual archetype that focuses on monsters that act like ritual spells. So instead of having a ritual spell to make a ritual monster, you use the ritual monster to make another ritual monster, essentially. And some of them are quick effects, some of them aren't, some of them just work on your opponent's turn. Who knows? I have read all of these cards, but I kind of want to just kind of go over it, and I've also made a deck list at the end, so if you guys are curious, wait till the end and watch that, or just skip to the end and watch it. But I'm going to go over these cards real quick, and we're going to see, and we're going to have a good time, alright? So the first one that we have is the Full Och, which is one of our newest level 4 Earth Rock monsters. 2,000 attack and 300 defense. And it says, you can ritual summon this card with any Megalith card. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. And you cannot activate the first and second effect of this card's name in the same chain. Okay? So, if this card is ritual summoned, you can add one Megalith card from the graveyard to your hand. And as a secondary effect, you can, during the main phase, as a quick effect, and it doesn't have to be during your opponent's main, it doesn't have to be just your main phase, it could be during either. As a quick effect, you can ritual summon one Megalith ritual monster from your graveyard, except this card, by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of that monster, including this card. So, right off the bat, this is just a better Och, or Och, or whatever you call them. This is just a better Och. It allows you to grab a Megalith card, any Megalith card, from your graveyard to your hand, which gets you into more higher level ritual monsters. And that, also, it's a quick effect, so Bethor is still online, so I don't even know what you'd need Och for anymore. I don't know how many of this you would actually run in like a full. I would say like one. This is just kind of a replacement for Oak, because I think the effect of Oak was you can draw one and discard one if it's ritual summoned. So, and then it kind of had the same effect, but where you could, as a quick effect, you could ritual summon. So, from the start, one, you get to add stuff back to your hand from the graveyard. That's great. Also, you can ritual summon on your opponent's turn, which is normally for Bethor. We also have a new level 12, which is very interesting for Megalith, because there's not really anything level 12s are used for, so it's very strange to me that's level 12, of course. Because normally what would happen with, if anybody doesn't know what Megaliths are, it consists of monsters from levels 2, 4, and 8, and that's it. It's just 2, 4, and 8, and that's it. There's no, like, 6 or anything. So, and it's only used that because of the spell card, the quick play spell, Unformed, which allows you to send a Megalith from your hand or field to the grave, and then you can add another Megalith, but it has to be exactly twice, a decrease of like twice its level. So if you have like an 8, you can get rid of it and get a 4, or if you have a 4, you have to get rid of it and get a 2. So a 12 doesn't really do much with Unformed, so that's kind of strange. Let's go ahead and read it. Its name is Megalith Nortra Fular. Also, as a side note, it's an Eritron spelt backwards with full shoved in the middle. Okay, I don't know if that's creative or just lazy. I don't know. 3,700 attack is quite crazy, especially if you get full leg on the field, which is, that's a lot of attack. You can ritual summon this card with any Megalith card. Standard stuff. Must be ritual summoned using only ritual monsters. The whole deck is ritual, so it doesn't matter too much. You can reveal this card in your hand. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of a Megalith ritual monster's effects for the rest of the turn. Now, that's awesome. With that effect said, I don't know how many of this you would actually want to run. Let me look at the second effect first before we do anything, because I kind of forgot. So when your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then, if the effect targeted a card on the field, you can tribute one monster your opponent controls. Okay, so with this effect specifically, it doesn't act like a regular Megalith monster or high level Megalith monster, because all the level 8 Megalith monsters have the effect to where you can discard it to ritual summon a monster from your hand by using it as material, and that's the whole point of the level 8s and higher. So this does not do that. And also, but if it's in your hand, you can show it, and then your opponent can't do anything against your Megalith ritual monster's effects. Cool, but also, I don't know. I may like one or two of it, honestly, because it's super searchable and easy to get out. I would say if you have like good setup for it, it's not that bad. And also I love the idea that it negates. It's finally we finally get like a proper negate for Megalith too. Not only that, but if it targets, you tribute that monster, which is insane. And then finally, let's go ahead and we got one spell, and that's it. It's Megalith Anastasis. Okay. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can discard one card to add one level 4 or lower and one level 8 or higher Megalith monsters from the deck to your hand. That's just amazing. Okay, that's just you three of it, 4 of it. I don't know, anything, get it. That's just amazing. It also is really easy to access anyway, so it's just another spell card. And with Haglith, Haglith is your level 4 searcher for spells and traps. So you just play it 3, easy. I don't even have to look at the second effect, but we are anyway. Once per turn, if you ritual summon a Megalith monster, you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each of these effects of this card's name once per turn. So you can either draw 2, discard 1, okay, fair, or you contribute a monster your opponent controls. Okay, one thing that I saw on here is it just anytime. So if your opponent's already going set up and you use Fool's effect on your opponent's turn, and you ritual summon from your deck, this is immediately live. So that's crazy. That's just 3 of this all the time. You want to search, you want to see this, you want to search it, doesn't matter. This is like the most brick thing ever, because it gets a ritual monster into the graveyard, maybe, or any card, doesn't matter, and then you get 2 cards. And then if you ritual summon a Megalith, you can draw 2, discard another, and that even makes the effect of Full Oak, the new one, the 4, that makes it live. And then also, it has a tribute. You just tribute a card, and it doesn't target. I don't even think this targeted. I don't even think the new level 12 targeted, did it? No, it doesn't even target. That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane. Well, I'm going to get down to it, and we'll get to the deck list. See you guys in a moment. Everything that doesn't have an image or looks weird, these are like the new cards that just came out, so they don't have images, but it's okay. We don't really need that. We're just going to go over the effects and everything. So this is the list that I kind of came up with for myself, at least as of right now, and probably what you're seeing is, one, it's a 50 card engine. It's a 50 card deck, but it also has a few engine pieces in here that are hit or miss, I guess. I went ahead and I'm keeping the Diviner of the Herald in, If this card is normal or special, you can send a fairy from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard, which once you do, you're typically sending Herald of Arclight, so that way you can search for your Preparation of Rites, and then once you do that, then you can grab one of any of your ritual monsters, and so you can keep going with plays. Another thing that I also did is I wanted to keep the incantation stuff in. I don't see us really going into the extra deck that much, and something about this kind of wanted me to go for more of a Dogmatica type strategy, but I don't know. I might have to mess with that more. If I come up with something even better, then I'll have to post a video. Or if you guys want to see something like that, let me know. For everything here, so a lot of times what we're doing here is we are trying to get to the spell card, and we're always trying to set up either with the first turn going first, we want to set up with, I would say, Nortra, so that way we have a negate. And then on our opponent's turn, what we can do is we can use full effect, or not even just full effect if we don't need to, but also full Och effect to get out our Bethor. I'm playing 2 Bethor just in case, one for graveyard material and also one for just if it's in the deck. It's not really much of a brick either, so if you have the more level 8s, I think the better. It's not too bad, I don't think, to keep going. They are somewhat bricks, but again, you have so much synergy along with both all of your spells, and then also we run the Pot of Extravagance, and then we also have the Unformed. That was another thing. I was thinking about playing I'm currently playing 2 copies of Unformed, but I might need to put in that 3rd copy and just get rid of the Harpies for right now and just put that in the side deck. Just because if we're running too many high levels, that might be an issue, but who knows. For extra deck stuff, I'm only running 1 Natis just in case for the Herald. One Chaos Angel, since we are running both lights and darks in this deck. The Sword Soul, not necessary. It's just a level 10 just in case. And most of the time we're not going into our extra deck for this. We're mostly just using our ritual monsters as plays. So, and then 1 Zeus, 1 Typhon, Galleon Granite, which if you're playing this on the TCG side and you're wanting to buy it, it's been getting up in price. It's like $8 right now. So if you're looking for something, if you're looking to play this deck, I hope it gets reprinted, of course, but this card is quite expensive, is getting up there in price. Not expensive, but getting up there in price. And it just allows you to add a rock monster from the deck to your hand. I played 1 Baguska. I don't know. It's kind of iffy. I mean, it's always good to have, I guess. Nifis is a funny card where it basically not locks your opponent, but makes this card indestructible. If you use 3 ritual monsters to make this guy, it becomes an indestructible Link monster, so it's pretty funny. SP, of course. I'm running 1 Cross Sheep just for the effect that we get to draw 2, discard 2, so we can put more into the grave if we need to. And then, of course, 2 Dino Mondo for our either going first or going second plays. Who knows? Well, that's the deck list for right now, and going over the cards, I think this is a pretty good update for what we got for Megalith. If you want to see me play test this deck a lot more, let me know in the comments. I don't mind doing that. Or if you want to see more deck profiles, heck, I don't mind doing that either. So, I'll see you guys later. Take care.